What is going on YouTube? So it has been a while since I filmed a video with the car. I think the last video you guys saw was us putting the head back on the car and taking it out for its first drive, which was pretty awesome. The only thing is it just has like this weird noise going on with it. I'm not too sure if it's coming from the turbo or what, but we've taken the turbo off probably like 3 different times to kind of diagnose and see what's going on. The turbo feels fine. It doesn't have that much shaft play. So I can't really figure out what is going on, but it makes like this, it sounds like a guinea pig dying. When you hit 6 pounds of boost, it just makes this weird noise. So yeah, tried to rebuild the turbo. I had a rebuild kit laying around. That didn't help. I took the whole manifold off, put new studs, reground the sealing surface, the T3 like flange area. So we reground that on both the turbo and the manifold. That did not help, so I was not too sure where to go with this. So I went ahead and actually bought a new turbo. And we're keeping it eBay. We are CX Racing little turbo. So hopefully this fixes the issue. We have a new manifold on the way as well. SPA turbo manifold, same manifold that I have. This one just won't be cracked, it'll be nice, and some new studs and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got a fresh turbo. Let's take it out. I was about to open it, guys, so I cut everything, but I held myself back, waited for the camera so you guys can see which one we got. And yeah, so hopefully this one fixes all of our problems and we can live happily ever after with a fresh turbo and make some boost. So while I'm getting into this, the turbo on the car was actually really good, or well, minus, I don't know. It was cool, the 48 AR or whatever AR that is, because I feel like it's a really small turbo. I don't know if it's actually a 48 AR T3 turbo. Whatever turbo it was, it makes full boost by like 3,000 RPMs. Very good. You can kind of lug the engine, give it a little bit of extra gas, and you can hear the turbo just wind right up by like 2,800 RPM. So very responsive turbo. The only problem was it wouldn't make over 15 PSI no matter what I did. And then it just, those weird noises that it made were really just, it makes you not want to get into boost because you don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, we're going to ditch that turbo hopefully by this weekend and get this new guy on there, and hopefully all of our problems will be fixed. Please. So we got the turbo out. Here it is, and this one is a 60 trim or AR60 compressor housing and a 48 AR exhaust housing. Sorry, this thing's smashing me. So this is like significantly larger than the turbo that I have, so it makes me wonder. I think the turbo that I have on the car is like a T25. Like, it's really small. It's a small turbo. So for this to be in 48 AR exhaust housing is huge, which is, it's literally the size of the turbo that I pulled off the car. So someone explained to me how the housings on that work. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would love to know in the comments how the turbo sizing really works. And I should probably figure that out before I start buying turbos, but for the meantime, you guys get to see me run through turbos like it's freaking games. Anyway, so yeah, really big spoolie boy. This one is liquid cooled and oil cooled as well. And yeah, should be a nice upgrade. Hopefully it mounts up similarly. Hopefully the exhaust modifications that I made for the current turbo will work. This one, it does look like it should line up, and also this one's nice because it doesn't have the hole for the external waste gate. Sorry, so this one doesn't have that hole for that external waste gate that most of the T3, T4 turbos have. This one's just blocked off, so it all has to go through the wheel. So I like that. I like that a lot. And this one is also ball bearing. So It just has the ball bearing in the compressor side. I thought I would give that a try, just because the dual ball bearing ones were way more than I wanted to spend. Didn't even want to buy another turbo, but so those ones were like $450. This one was $299, I think. And so yeah, compressor side has the ball bearing, the other side is journal bearing on the turbine housing. Hopefully we can see how that works. It's like that skateboard bearing type thing, so hopefully it has some longevity. And the liquid cooled, I want to put like a heat exchanger or something right before it, so it is getting the coolest stuff possible going through it, and hopefully we don't have any issues with it. So anyway, that is my new CX Racing turbo. I'm going to take it outside really quick and I will show you guys a side-by-side comparison with the old turbo and the new turbo, just so you can see how similar they really are. There's the old turbo there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but pretty significant difference in compressor wheel size. And then the other turbo, the compressor wheel is about yay big, which doesn't look bad, but it's not good. So that fits just right in there. So the whole thing is the size of the inlet on this turbo. So the inducer on this thing is huge. The exducer probably comes out to here. This one is also significantly, it's pretty big, but this does not fit all the way in. Alright guys, so here are both exhaust wheels. As you guys can see, they are basically the same size. This one might be a hair smaller, but I think they are basically the same size. This one just has more fins, so here, we should actually count that. Let me count these really quick and I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, so this one is a 12 blade, whatever you want to call it, turbine. So 12 blade turbine here, 11 blade turbine here, and yeah, so this one's virtually the same size with less blades. This one, same size with more blades. So at higher RPMs, I would assume this one would flow a little bit better, just because there's less restriction. You can see kind of past it. These blades have a little bit different of a shape. They are really thick up to the kind of closer to the shaft. It gets really thick and then thins out towards the end. These ones are fairly similar in size, like all the way throughout. So yeah, I think this one overall should probably flow a little bit better, which doesn't make sense to me because this is a 6.3 AR housing and this one's a 4.8 AR housing, so that's going to confuse me. But yeah, so those are the two turbos. One we can consider like a Gen 1 because this came from eBay way long time ago, so I'm happy it held up for so long because the old turbos were bad. New turbos, a little bit better. We'll call this one the Gen 2. It's got a ball bearing in there, a little bit better. Spins pretty nice, as you guys can see. I mean, that one doesn't spin bad at all, but this one just has like a little bit more effortless of a flow, and that, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and we will see you on the next one.